Cyclone Vayu, which was expected to hit the Gujarat coast between Porbandar and Varaval this morning, has now overnight changed course and is moving further into the sea instead of moving towards the land. I remember yesterday more than 3 lakh people were evacuated along the coast. That remained on high alert. That alert remains along the coast for the next 48 hours. Well, let's go across to Saurabh now, who joins us from Porbandar. Also, Divya joins us here in studio for more on what the satellite imagery currently is looking like. But Saurabh, first, the cyclone was expected to make landfall between 8 to 12 today. That was the news yesterday evening. But overnight, it seems it is moving towards more towards the sea.
Absolutely. In fact, we were tracking the movement of the cyclone till about 12 o'clock in the night, and it seemed to be on course towards making landfall. But later, post midnight, it seemed to have moved away from the coast. Even though its trajectory is running parallel to the coastline, it is moving in a northwesterly direction, which means that it is moving away from the coast of Gujarat and moving towards the sea. And that means the impact is less. But nevertheless, right now the sea is extremely rough. You can see behind me, this is Porbandar. And here, of course, the weather is expected to be bad. There's expected to be periodic spells of very heavy showers and high gusts of wind. In fact, I don't know if the camera can catch it, but standing here, I can hear the sound of the wind. And it seems to be faster than normal wind that one would experience in a coastal area like this. Now, fishermen are not out at sea. They've been all called in. The authorities are still on alert. They are saying they will continue to remain on alert till the time they're sure that the cyclone is dissipating. And if it does by any chance cause any impact, even because of the kind of winds and waves it's generating in the sea. In fact, you can see those pictures there right now. Very, very rough waves here. As you can see, it comes and hits the coast. This is something that people here say is very, very abnormal and not normal in this part of the country or this coastline. So obviously, I can show you on the other side, that temple there. That's an image that's been captured. The waves hitting the temple and almost rising to the height of that flag atop the temple. Yes, there you can see it right now. So these images, of course, is something that are not normal to people of this area, and the authorities remain on alert as they continue to sort of track the movement of the cyclone, which at the moment is moving towards the sea and not making landfall in Porbandar as expected this morning.
Right, so Saurabh, really, fingers crossed that, this what we were expecting may have been averted, this cyclone making landfall and causing a lot of destruction, though the government taking no chances and had moved over nearly 3 lakh people to shelters. We also know that the Navy, Army and, rescue teams were all on alert ahead of that cyclone making landfall. You were speaking to many people who were in those shelters.
Absolutely, in fact, people who were living in those shelters say that they are worried of their homes, because many of these people who are living in these shelters are people who live in kacha homes, and these are structures that may not have survived the cyclone's full might if it had made landfall. Even now, winds are expected to be around 55 to 60 kilometers, not the 120 upwards that was expected if it had made landfall. And if that wind had come in, then of course those houses would have been completely destroyed. But at the moment it seems that those winds are not happening, so it's a big relief for those living in camps. Even though they were living in camps and casualties may have been avoided, they would have lost all their belongings, they would have lost their homes. That's a relief that it's not happening, at least if one goes by the current trajectory of Cyclone Vayu.